Today's lesson is about making a coat of arms or a family crest. Back in the Middle Ages, warriors wore suits of armor. Not everyone wore a suit of armor, but usually the people who were the king or a prince, someone with a lot of money, would have a suit of armor made because they were very, very expensive. Each piece would have to be made to measure, and the metalsmith would have to make it so it would fit the person individually. In battle, most warriors would wear chainmail, and chainmail is made up of little links that would go all around the body, and a helmet when they would protect them from bows and arrows and swords in battle. However, if you are wearing metal clothing, whether it be a suit of armor or chainmail, it's very hard to tell who's under this suit of armor. You could easily disguise your enemy, or your enemy could mistakenly kill you because they wouldn't know who was underneath. So this is where coats of arms and family crests came into being. What started to happen is families started to have shields or flags with their own special symbol on it that would go into battle with them. So it might be something like this, where you would have special colors and a special symbol that would end up being on your shield that would be used to go into battle. In fact, these coats of arms became so popular that even your horse could have coverings that would cover and be your coats of arms or family crest. I have some pictures here where in this particular example, the king and queen or prince and princess or duke and duchess could even match. This could be their castle colors, where she would have an outfit that would match the outfit with the same colors and symbols, the same family crest or coats of arms. And here's another example. You can see very fancy how they have the same coats of arms and it's all integrated into the patterns. Now that you have many families intermarrying, it got to be very difficult to know whose family coat of arms to use, because sometimes they could get very complicated. So what starts to happen is you have splits of family coats of arms. If the queen or princess comes from a wealthier family than the prince, her family would not want the coat of arms not to include what her family background is. So the idea of making a coat or arms or family crest can be very, very complicated, but very interesting also. Here's a current coat of arms here. This is the coat of arms of the Queen of England, and you can see that she's got a shield here which has 4 different patterns. No doubt each pattern here is from a different part of her family or a different part of the United Kingdom which she reigns over, and you can see all these different symbols that have meaning: a unicorn, or a red and white rose, which is the House of York and Lancaster. Here's a lion with his tongue sticking out, which is extremely popular and meaningful to the English royal family. A motto here, which means to do my duty. So this is all very, very complicated. Once you have a family coat of arms, there's some that you can also find today. Here's my family coat of arms here, the Mitchells. Addio favante, which means by God's favor I conquer. Very often it might be some slogan that you would yell as you went into battle. And this is an extremely cute one. It's got a little feather in its writing. I guess it also could be like a paintbrush. And here's the same thing with the tartan in the background, the Mitchell one. But very often families have more than one. Here's the Mitchell one, which has got, again, those lions with their tongues sticking out. And it also has a shield, which is black in the background, a yellow bar in the middle, and 3 diamonds. And then it also has a suit of armor helmet on it with feathers and plumes. Now, how does that bear in mind for us today? Well, right here is a very simple black hat. You may recognize it when I fold it the other way for the kind of coat of arms that we might see and follow today. Yes, the idea of following your team and your team colors and your team logos. This all stems back from the Middle Ages when you had knights coming in and trying to encourage people to follow their team symbol and their team colors. And we do it today at school. We have what we now call a logo, or our symbols that we end up wearing with our school uniforms. So you can see this idea of a coat of arms or family crests. We unite behind it and we rally. So we're going to use that idea for our project today. So we're going to take a regular piece of white paper and we're going to fold it in half. Okay? And on the back side, we're going to take a pencil and we're going to make this into a shield. So we're going to take it like this, draw a smiley face from the inside edge, the fold, to the outside, and then you're just going to come down the side and curve it in as you get to the bottom of the paper, like this. Okay, so we can use symmetry so that we can cut it. Here, I'll go over it with a Sharpie so that you can see it. And you can take this and you can cut it out. And you can see here, I have the basis for a shield. Now, if I want to make it a little bit stronger, I can take an old cereal box and glue this on, so I will have a stronger shield that I can be able to use if I'm a knight and I need it in battle, or if I want to hang it up inside my castle so everybody can see my impressive coat of arms. Okay, I'm going to glue it on here. Now I have my shield and I can put my coat of arms on it. Now, you can either do a big image in the front, or you can do what they also did in the Middle Ages, and that was separate. You can either separate with a line down the center, or you can separate it into 4 parts, or you can do lines on the diagonal. You can do any different ways you want to put your symbol in the middle of your family crest or coat of arm. So I'll be very interested in what your shield looks like when you're done. Have a good time creating this. We'll see them later, and I'll show you mine at the end. Thanks. Bye.